guys, so in light of my last video, which was just a nice little chat, most of that video was me talking about the fact that I am finally coming into the new age and I am getting an Xbox One. I said that the reason I justified it was I felt it was time and there's finally enough games that I feel I would actually make use of an Xbox One. So because of that video, I thought that I would have a look back at my favourite games ever. So I have 11 games. I couldn't get to a top 10. I have 11 of them. My top 11 favourite games of all time. But before I get started, I have also compiled a list of games that I am excited to play when I get my new console. 7 Days to Die, Destiny, Back to the Future the Telltale game, Batman Arkham Knight, City Skylines, DayZ, Elder Scrolls Online, Friday the 13th, Kingdom Hearts 3, Lara Croft the Temple of Osiris, I think, Octodad. I have played Octodad, it's just a really fun party game, I love it. Oddworld New and Tasty, which is a remaster of a game that might very well be on my list, and Rayman Legends. So they're the ones I'm really excited for. There's definitely more, but they're the ones I want to play. In this list is a mix of PlayStation 1 and 2 games, Xbox games, and GameCube games. That's the other one I have. So we're going to start from 11, which is The Sims Urbs. I recently played this. I found it way too easy though. As a child I found this game really difficult, but I enjoyed the challenge of it, and I used to be like really obsessed with Neon East. I'd always just stay in Neon East and I actually wouldn't really progress much in the game, so maybe that's why I found it difficult. Whereas I played it a couple of months ago and it wasn't the same, so this is more like a childhood sort of game. I still find it good and I still find it interesting to play, it's just not as good and it is just really easy now. So yeah, that's number 11. Number 10 is Simpsons Hit and Run. I still have not completed this game, and I think that's what I like about the older games is I complete new games relatively easy. Like I find them really easy to do, whereas older games I still find quite difficult and I like the challenge of it. Still haven't completed Simpsons Hit and Run. I'm sure I can, but I just haven't had enough time. I'm currently playing that at the moment. That's the game that I'm playing while I'm waiting for the Xbox One. Yeah, I just think it's a really good game. It's basically like GTA, but cooler. Number 9 is Fable 3. Fable 3, I did a video called The Gamer Tag, which I made up myself and I tagged people to play and whatever. And I think I put Fable 3 like at the top potentially. Fable 3 was my favourite game for a very, very long time and I still enjoy it, but I can just get through it way too easy now, and you know, I've played it so many times that I don't know, it's just it's still really good, but there are better games in my opinion now. Number 8 is Sims 3. I still play Sims 3. I love Sims 3. I'm playing Sims 4 at the moment, mainly because, like with all the Sims games, the more expansion packs come out, the better it gets, and Sims 3 was just everything I wanted in a Sims game. It was open world, people were aging, like that was the main issue with Sims 2, is people wouldn't age unless you played them. The only issue I have, like, Sims 3 would be above Sims 2 if it had an open for business expansion pack. It has Island Resort in which you can own your own resort, but I like the business side of things. I like doing stuff like that. So if Sims 3 just had a couple more like vital expansion packs, then it would be a lot higher on this list. Blimey. Number 7 is Fable 2. So Fable 2 definitely used to be below Fable 3, and I think that was because I just found Fable 3 easier, so I enjoyed it more. But Fable 2, the story's better. Like, I love the story of Fable 2. It's so good. And I don't know, there's more of a challenge aspect to Fable 2. So yeah, there's not much else I can say on Fable 2 other than I just think it's great. Number 6, 102 Dalmatians Puppies to the Rescue. This was the first game I ever completed and I still love it. I still find it easy, but there's so many levels in this game that it's okay that it's easy. I really, really enjoy it and I'm still a big fan, and you can play as either Oddball or Domino. It's just really good and it's just a nice little game that you can play on your weekends, and even though there are a lot of levels, it's just a really easy one to complete. And yeah. Number 5 is Sims 2. Like I said with Sims 3, if Sims 3 had an open for business related expansion pack, then it would be above this. But I could play Sims 2 for hours on end, days and hours on end, and never get bored. And the only thing I wish for Sims 2 is that it was open world and that there was like time progression, and that would genuinely be the perfect game for me. So what Sims 3 has that Sims 2 doesn't have, if they both like collated together, then it would literally be the perfect game for me. But since I have such a sentimentality to Sims 2, it has to be above it, and I still love playing it, so I just have to get over the aging thing and I can deal with it. But it's actually, like, trying to play it now that I'm used to time progression, it's actually very frustrating. It's a little bit more tedious to play than it used to be, but I still love it anyway. Number 4, Sonic Adventures Battles 2, I think it's called. I always got really confused because so many people called it different things. It is the GameCube game, which I think you can now get on the Xbox. So it is a game where you play as different people, not like Sonic Heroes. Sonic Heroes was a whole other game. But you could play as the different characters in Sonic and you did different sort of levels. But the main part, which I think is why everyone loved this game, is that you could have chows, which were the little, I don't know how to explain them, but the little things, and you could hatch them from eggs and you could build them up and you could train them and you could make them do races and karate, and it was just the best thing. And I even, on my wall here, still have a little like piece of paper which has all the stats of my chows, and because my aim is still to get like a super chow or something, which I haven't done yet, but I have got one of my chows to like the top level of everything, and stuff like that, just stuff like that in a game just does it for me. Number 3, this used to be my number 1 game and I'm almost sad that it's not. This is Bugs and Taz Times Busters. I've recently found out there is another game like this, and it's got a similar name, so I always thought it was the same game, but I found out they're 2 separate games, so I'm really excited to get the next one. But it's just, you play as Bugs and Taz, you go through different levels. It's relatively easy to complete, but I still love it, and I used to spend hours on it, not even really playing the game, but just going around and doing stuff because it's really cool. You can play multiplayer, and playing multiplayer is really fun because you both have different moves and you can hit each other, and you're not really meant to work together, but it's still really fun to hit the other person. Number 2 is Abe's Exodus. Abe's Exodus is the game that has been remastered for the Xbox One. I have had a go on my brother's and it is very difficult with the controls, and it is just all very different, and sometimes I just like, this is like a 2D sort of platform game where you just walk across the screen, there's no like depth to it, but it is so difficult. And I put Abe's Exodus rather than Abe's Odyssey. Abe's Odyssey is the first one. Abe's Odyssey I am still rage quitting to this day, I cannot complete it, whereas Abe's Exodus, it took me a really long time, and it was honestly probably the game in which I was the proudest to complete in my life, because there's so many like time challenges and so many things that if you press the button like a second early or a second late, everything blows up. Like, it's one of those really testing games, and I still love it, and I'm just very proud that I've completed it. Hold on, no, I take it back. The one that's been remastered is the other Abe game. The one that I've completed that's on my list is not the one that's been remastered, but hopefully it will be at some point. Which means number 1, which was never on my list before, but it just shot its way up. Number 1 is Fable. Just Fable. So, as you probably have noticed, all the Fable games are in this list. I love Fable, and Fable was one of the main reasons I decided to get an Xbox and not a PlayStation. The whole reason I got an Xbox 360 was for Fable, so, like, I'm dedicated to Fable. The reason it wasn't on my list, like Fable 2 and Fable 3 was initially, is because Fable was for the original Xbox, so I couldn't play it on my Xbox until a couple of years ago when I got the anniversary edition, in which it was just remastered for the 360. It took me a while to play it in the end, and I ended up playing it this summer. Spent the whole summer on Fable, and I didn't think anything could get better than Fable 3, because Fable 3 used to be my favourite game. And then I played Fable 1, and the way it connects to Fable 2 is just sort of like, it made Fable 2 better for me as well. But Fable 1, it is so good. I never completed it as a child. I only ever watched my brother play it, so I didn't actually know the story of Fable 1. And oh my word, the plot twists, everything about Fable 1 is just the best thing ever. I was like, things happen. I don't want to spoil it because I would recommend this game like 100%. There's just this plot twist that I had no idea about, and I found this game really challenging, and I got very frustrated with it at times, and it was just like, it made me want to cry. And then when I completed it, I felt lost in the world, and it's just one of those games that like, just and then like, the villain of the game is just, that is a villain. I just love it. I just really love it, and it's so good. So that is the end of the video. I will probably do a list of games that I like in the next year that come up and that I play, because I'm excited to finally try some new games. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you agree with any of my choices, or if you have played, and if you do or don't like any of my choices. I'm really interested to have a discussion about these games because I do love them, and I want to know your opinion. And if you don't like them, why don't you like them? I want to know. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon.